Ladies and gentlemen, as you see in my intro, Mr. Gravity Falls is back. Jesus, what a good episode. And here's the thing about Disney XD. They like to give you, here's the episode you've been waiting for months. Then you gotta wait how many more fucking months for the episode to come out? Like, oh, it comes out in August. What kind of fucking scheduling you're doing with this show, man? Gravity Falls was the highest rated show, not what he seems, for Disney XD ever. And they're not going to air these episodes back to back. And then it makes you wonder, maybe they don't have that many episodes? I'm not too sure. Yeah, Gravity Falls is getting a season 3. I'm sorry, they're getting a season 3. Reason being is because Disney XD is doing good numbers. And Disney XD like numbers. They need numbers. And it's shocking, surprisingly, how well they got those numbers. And that wasn't even on Disney Channel. They were getting Disney Channel numbers. So yeah, definitely they're going to keep Gravity Falls for season 3. Yeah, but yeah, that does beg the question, will the season come faster or come later? It probably will come the same amount of time. When season 2 wraps up very quickly, I don't know when, because a lot of people say, oh, this is a new season. No, it's still in the same season. It's just the way Disney XD is fucking doing these episodes, it makes it seem like it's another season, but actually it's still season 2. I think Disney Channel handled it a hell of a lot better. That's just my opinion. Now this is the aftermath after Not What He Seems. Pretty much Stan and Stanford, Stan and his brother, they get to his origin stories, how they came to be, what really happened. Oh, what really happened in Gravity Falls. This episode, I'll kid you not, it's an origin story of Gravity Falls. An origin story how Stan Pints became Stan Pints, and an origin story of Stanford, and an origin story of their childhood, all wrapped up in one episode. And I'm sitting there like, Alex, really? You're giving me too much information. I gotta try to process all this shit. And this is the first thing. Seuss came out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, guy, you gotta tell me the story. Oh, you gotta tell me the story. Just gonna mess up my fan fiction. I'm sitting there like, you already know. He already knows about what this is gonna do. He knows this is what it's gonna really mess up a lot of fan fiction. Oh my god, I was dying laughing at that. I was crying. I had to pause the episode and just stop because I was dying laughing. I was like, that is funny. That is fucking hilarious. But we go in the origin story, and Stanford has 6 fingers, and you know he felt out of place. People made fun of him, and it's kind of a sad story, kind of, because I can relate to that some way. Well, no, I can't relate to that because me and my sister don't get along. But I guess I can relate to that. How people look down on you, like look down on you because you're different. And it was just him and Stan against the world. Stanford, I'm gonna wrap it up real quickly. Stanford was going to go to this well-paid college where if he was gonna get buku money, like a lot of money for this college. Stan was scared that he was going to leave him behind, because right now Stan back in school was an idiot. He was an idiot, and it's kind of sad to see that too. And he really doesn't sabotage his brother's project, because these people from this hierarchy, I guess I'm calling it the hierarchy college. I think that college is going to play a big factor later down the road. Hopefully it does, because I was kind of interested. I said, they could do some stuff with that college down the road. But I'm going off topic. But he ruins his chances for his brother to go to that college. His parents kick Stan out the house, saying, "Hey, look, you cost us all this money. Now you ain't gonna amount to nothing. Goodbye." And Stan, like in high school, I think. He drops out of high school, I believe, and he starts off becoming Stan Pints, the one we know, the scam artist. And he has, and then Dipper butts in. Oh, okay, that's how you got all these IDs. He said, "Shut up, let me finish the story." So he goes finish the story, and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to wrap it up very quickly. It's a lot of information. The best thing for you guys, if you want a real, for me to, I can't really review it because it won't do it justice. Go watch it. Go fucking watch it. It's a fantastic episode. It's actually one of my second favorite episodes of this season. Not What He Seems is first. This one, and then and Northwest Mansion. Those are my three best episodes this whole season, and those are my three best episodes throughout the whole series, mind you, too. But anyway, we keep going. So Stanford, his brother, twin brother, decides to go to Gravity Falls because he starts studying about hearing, unnatural, paranormal things in Gravity Falls, and then they create the Mystery Shack. Everything in Gravity, everything in that shack is owned by Stanford. All of that is Stanford stuff. So Stanford had a buddy that came and helped him with the porter machine, and let me just say this right now before I forget. J.K. Simmons, the man can voice anything. He is fantastic. Great casting, by the way, Alex. Great casting. I love it. I just want to get that out of the way first. Other than that, so he calls Stan because his buddy he knew from college decides to leave because he sees I guess you could say he sees the future of what's going to happen to Gravity Falls, and yeah, like I said, he calls Stan up and tells Stan, "Hey, look, I need your help. I need your help. Kind of need your help, because he's telling him about all these books, and at Stanford, he's acting crazy and all that stuff. So he invites him in the house and all that other stuff. And Stan and Stanford get in a fight because they haven't seen each other for 10 years. 10 years, mind you. Once Stan got kicked out of the house, that was 10 years before they saw each other again. I was like, wow, that's a long time. And they start going back and forth. They start go back and forth and all that other stuff. And the portal opens, and Stanford gets sucked in the portal, and we give it to the present day, and that's why Stan did what he did. So he wanted to save his brother. He wanted to bring his brother back. He felt guilty of what happened, and you can understand where he was coming from with that. It's a fun episode and a sad one at times, especially with Stan. You actually feel sad for Stan. I actually feel more sad for it. At first I was like, oh, Stan, the grumpy old uncle. I actually feel bad for him. He had a rough childhood. He had to do what he had to do to survive, and realistically, that's sometimes what people do. That's very relatable. Jesus, I was like, wow, this is hitting home here, and it's sad that those two, especially when we get to the end, Stanford told him, hey, look, you can stay to the end of the summer, and but you gotta get out of my house, you gotta leave. And it's kind of sad because he's the one who created, he's kind of like he put all the work in. He saved him. He trying to save his brother. Then you say to yourself, dude, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even be back here. Just like, But anywho, it's just, it was a good episode. I have no complaints. This is probably one of my favorite episodes. I loved it. I really do. The agents, I think they will be not a problem for pretty much majority of the future of the season. So yeah, I think so. Seuss, Seuss had maybe 2 or 3 lines to end here, and he was to me just hilarious. So when it's all said and done, he said, "Okay, I guess I'll be leaving now." He gets the phone. He said, "Wendy." He calls Wendy. He called Wendy, and at the end of the credit, you see Wendy on the phone with Seuss, and said, "Okay, or when the it was like he was explaining everything when he's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, I'm tired. I don't care. Well, I was. But the whole fan fiction he said though, you have to really hear it. Because I didn't even hear it at first until I heard. I swear, man, did he just say fan fiction? And I go back to it, and he said fan fiction. I was dying laughing. I was like, okay. So it's a very inside joke. Gravity Falls has probably one of the biggest fan base, I think, for a cartoon right now. And I think it's the biggest fan base, I think, for a Disney show. I've never seen a Disney show have much of a biggest fan base as Gravity Falls has. If it's shipping, or if it's just fan fiction, or it's just fans in general, Gravity Falls for Disney. Disney has the biggest fan base. Gravity Falls has the biggest fan base for any Disney show I have seen. Just any. I think it's up there now as close as Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb fan base is pretty huge. It has shrink over time, but it was very huge. But Gravity Falls, I think, is bigger now, especially since Phineas and Ferb just wrapped up a few weeks ago, or excuse me, a month ago, mind you. But other than that, guys, I enjoyed this episode. This was probably, like I said, one of my favorite episodes this season, one of my favorite episodes of the show. I hate that we have to wait till August to see the next episode. Because the worst thing about it is the way they do it is, oh, you're pumped up for this episode, but I don't even get my hopes up no more. Like, this is what I do. Okay, cool. And that's it. Because if I get too pumped up for the next episode, I'm being pissed off because we had to wait a few more weeks. And it kills the vibe. It really does. Like Gravity Falls, the episode they had, not what he seemed early on back in March. They should have had an episode right in April. I don't know why they waited so late. April should have been the next episode. Or something, because you can't end that way you do and then come back, it just way. But I will admit, that was a good cliffhanger. If they did have a season, if they cut off that season, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Other than that, guys, this video went longer than expected. It was a lot to talk about, and some stuff I just wanted to talk about. It's great to have Gravity Falls back for one day. But I kind of wish it would have came out maybe next week, because there was a lot of stuff this weekend with Comic-Con. It was a lot. So as always, guys, like and subscribe. Let me know down below what you guys think of the episode. Like I said, I loved it. I think it was the best episode so far. Excuse me, my favorite episode, my second favorite episode so far this season. It's one of my favorite episodes of the series. I will probably do a rating system of what was the best episodes for me in Gravity Falls once the season wrap up, because I think we still got more episodes to go, and I think we ain't done yet. As always, guys, like, subscribe, let me know down below what you guys think, and peace. Have a good day. Sorry for the late review. At least it's up. Deuces.